Hi everyone, Jennifer here, back with another edition of Book Talk. And this video is on the sequel to my last video actually, on the book 13 Orphans, and that book is Nine Gates. Exiled from the mysterious lands born from smoke and sacrifice, each of the 13 orphans is mystically connected to one of the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac, with the multiplication cat as the 13th. When rivals from the land come to Earth to lay claim to the orphans' powers and are stranded here by civil war back home, they are forced into a reluctant alliance with those they had hunted. They decide to construct and carefully open the 9 gates that will allow travel between Earth and the lands. An attack that severely injures several of the orphans and their allies is a harsh reminder that the gates must be opened as quickly as possible before Earth becomes a battleground. Making matters worse, that indigenous magical traditions of our world will not stand idly by and let the orphans work unimpeded. Rivalry, theft, and blackmail become the order of the day, and one of the orphans or their new compatriots may be secretly working with these earthly enemies. Okay, highlights of the book. This book was written by Jane Landowski, and if I mispronounced her last name, I apologize. And it has about 30 chapters, and it is the second book in the series, the first being 13 Orphans, and the third being 5 Odd Honors, which I am currently roughly 2 chapters into. It revolves around the descendants of the animals represented by the Chinese zodiac: the rat, the ox, or bull, the tiger, the rabbit, the dragon, the snake, the horse, the sheep, or ram, the monkey, the rooster, the dog, and the pig, plus the noble cat. It is particularly revolving around the current tiger and the daughter of the rat, and they've also added a new element into this, as it's also revolving around the snake from the land of the 13 orphans, whose name is Honey Dream. This book basically picks up where the last book left off. I think there's just like a week to a couple of days gap in between the ending of the 13 Orphans and the start of this book. So really picks up right where it left off. There's no couple of years stop in between like some books will have, or a couple of months. It just flows right in. The events from the first book flow right into the events of the second book. Okay, things I liked about this book. First off, I liked the plot line. This plot line is very, very similar to the plot line of the first book, except instead of somebody trying to steal what makes the 13 Orphans the 13 Orphans, their connection, which we learn in this book, is their connection to that branch of the zodiac, that one of the 12 earthly branches of the zodiac, plus whatever branch the cat is connected to. This is actually twofold. We have enemies from the land born from smoke and sacrifice trying to steal that. So we do still have that going on. And then we also have people who practice magic indigenous to our world, trying to basically hinder the 13 orphans, because they want to learn their magic. Well, one of them wants to learn their magic. Another one basically wants to make sure Earth is going to be safe. So I kind of get where he's coming from. The other one, I'm like, yeah, you don't want anything to do. You don't care what's going on, what struggles they're having. You want to learn their magic, which they've told you repeatedly you can't do because it's a magic specifically indigenous to them and their families that come from their lines. I hope that wasn't a spoiler. But I did like the plot line. We're also going to go into magical lands in this story. So we're going to go to amazing lands that are in the book referred to as guardian lands, which are really cool the way the author describes them. And we're going to meet the 4 guardians from Chinese mythology, although we're going to spend more time with the White Tiger of the West than the other 3, though they are mentioned, and we do see them near the end of the book. We're going to see ghosts. Our characters are going to resurrect 2 ghosts and are going to actually go on an adventure with one of them, which is really cool. And we learn a little more about the history of the land born from smoke and sacrifice. Secondly, I loved the characters. Each character is very unique in his or her own rights. We still have the ones from the other book. We have Brenda and Pearl and Des and Rip Rap and Lainey and Niche. And Foster, although Foster goes by a different name in this book as he gets his memories back. He is now referred to as Flying Claw. And we are also introduced, well, we get to know a little bit more about Honey Dream and her father, Righteous Drum, who, as I stated before, Honey Dream is the snake from the lands born of smoke and sacrifice. And Righteous Drum is the dragon. And we get to know a little bit more about Waking Lizard, who is the monkey from the land born of smoke and sacrifice, which is kind of neat. So we are getting to know 4 people from the land born of smoke and sacrifice. And through them, we are learning about what's going on, or what has been going on for, how long the orphans have been exiled in our world, what's going on through them, what's been going on in the land born of smoke and sacrifice during, ever since the exile. We also meet 2 other new characters. We meet Shen Kun, I believe is how you pronounce his name, who is the orphan's dragon. He is actually, I think, 3rd generation dragon. I think his grandfather was the exiled dragon, the 1st dragon, and then his mom was the 2nd dragon, so he's the 3rd dragon. I think that was stated very early in the book, so I can't really remember. And we also meet Deborah, I believe is how you pronounce her name, who is the current pig of the exiles. Now, those are probably all of the ones we're going to meet. The exiled snake is very, very old. I highly doubt we're going to see her. And as for the others, the exiled ox, the exiled monkey, the exiled ram, and the exiled horse, they have basically, and I don't think this is a spoiler because I'm pretty sure it's mentioned in the 1st book, they have fallen away from the traditions of the 13 orphans. So they really have no idea what their family lineage is. So I don't think we're going to meet anybody new within the orphans. And we might be surprised in the 3rd book. Like I said, I'm only about a chapter and a half, maybe almost 2 chapters into the 3rd book. So, time will tell. But as of now, I don't think we're going to see any more of the orphans. They may be mentioned, but I don't think we're going to see any more of them. But yeah, I do like the characters. Niche is still my favorite. I do like Brenda and Pearl still. And Flying Claw, I'm actually starting to get to like too, even though none of the story is told from his point of view. Well, from his point of view by a 3rd person, basically. And if you read the book, you'll understand why I say that. Honey Dream, I didn't like her to start out with. I'm not going to say she's kind of, that I like her now, but my opinion of her has changed as of the end of the 2nd of this book. But we'll see where the 3rd book kind of takes us. Lastly, I loved the magic. Just like the 1st book, this book had a lot of magic in it. We actually go a step further, as I stated earlier, as we go into the Guardian Realms, where there's basically magic everywhere. We have them summoning spirits. They summon 2 spirits. They actually interact with one. They interact with a guardian of one of the lands, which is a great big talking white tiger, which is really cool. Brenda interacts with a spirit that is not in Chinese mythology, but has some kind of link to her, one of the other cultures in her background. I'm not 100% sure which one. I think it's her mom's background, but that is still kind of murky as of the ending of the book. Hopefully they'll get into it in the third book and whatnot. And we learn about at least 2 of the indigenous magical societies within our world as well, which is kind of neat. So a lot of magic in this book, hopefully a lot of magic in the third book as well. Okay, my next videos, though I can't say exactly which one's going to be what, but for the book series I'm working on, coming up next, within some point in time, we have 13 Rising will be the next Zodiac book talk video. Esther Bunman and the Warrior Eggs of the Earth Core will be the next Guardians of Childhood book talk video. The Origins of Olympus, once I cycle back to that one, will be the next Pegasus book talk video. Magic Bleeds will be the next Kate Daniel. 5 Odd Honors will be the next 13 Orphans book talk video. I can't guarantee I will be doing that when I finish reading it. Right now, I may wait till I cycle back to it. The Enchantress Returns, when I cycle back to it, will be the next Land of Stories book talk video. And The Phantom Menace will be the next Star Wars book talk video. I know I had stated earlier that it would be A New Dawn. That'll be when I cycle back to it. So I've got 5 books ahead of it, 2 of which I've already done book talk videos on. And then we'll get to that one, I promise. Okay, quick reminder on my comment rules. Okay, feel free to check out my related videos. My other book talk videos. And my other videos. Okay, before I sign off, I'd just like to say one thing, and that is, for my YouTube subscribers, if you'd like to watch any of my videos that are not on YouTube, they are on my Facebook page. The link is in the description section. And for my Facebook friends, if you'd like to check out any of my videos that are not on Facebook, they are on my YouTube channel. The link will be in the description section. And if you are looking for TV Talk, here is a list of all the shows I've either done TV Talk videos on or I'm currently doing TV Talk videos on. Okay, as always, thank you for watching and have a very nice day.